everyone. I hope you're doing really good, that you're healthy and joyful. I'm here to do Aquarius August Tarot Reading 2026. I'll be using a bunch of tarots and oracle, and we'll start with major arcana for the vibe. All right, Aquarius. I hope you're having a great summer. Let's do it. With Rider-Waite Smith, we'll check the recent past and the near future. And with Osho and Tarot, we'll check consciously and unconsciously what's up. And with Divine Connection, we'll check the challenge of the month and the outcome. Aquarius, I have a French channel. It's a foreign channel, and now on this platform, there's zero excuses to not go see it. There's subtitles, everything is dubbed. You have the choice. It's not a copy and paste of this channel, therefore it is complimentary for you. It's a bonus and there's no commercial. It's absolutely for free. The link is next to my picture. You click, you scroll all the way down, you click again. I'll see you there, and if you want to subscribe, you're welcome. All right, Aqua, let's do it. Ooh, the moon. Libra, Aries, and of course Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for the moon. Wow, this is cray-cray. The moon sort of came out quite a bit in August for, you know, a bunch of signs. All right, let's go prior in the recent past. I think Aquarius, you're trying to have more quality in your life and seek also an equilibrium, a beautiful harmony, to be able to just continue, you know, on your path, on your journey, professionally, love, etc. And that's exactly what you try to do in the recent past. Now, with the moon, there's a little bit of confusion here. There's a roller coaster of emotion. You're not sure what's up. And during a full moon and a new moon, you're really trying your best to try to figure out what's going on within you and for everything in your life. And you're trying really hard to connect with your intuition, to connect with what you feel, your inner voice, etc., etc. That's the vibe of August, because I think you have some, you know, with the justice, it's also, you know, it's also court, it's also making decisions that are pretty important. You know, when you go to court, usually it's pretty important, you know, whatever you're going to court for, but this is exactly what it is here. Yeah. All right, consciously. Consciously, well, you want to be the emperor. Consciously, you know, you want to be a leader, you want to do things, you want to show your power, etc., etc. But you're not there yet. You're not there yet. And that's why the moon is here. The moon is here because she knows that you need more healing. She knows that you didn't figure out everything. And that's why you need to use those moon cycle to try to figure out what's up. And in August, if I'm not mistaken, maybe possibly, well, there's the eclipse season for sure, that's for real, but I think there's a full moon in Aquarius, so maybe possibly it would be a good idea for you to really connect with that moon and try to figure out what's up. Okay, unconsciously, here we go, you have the answer. Unconsciously, you are absolutely aware that you need to get out of the box. You are conditioned since childhood. And so you're having a hard time to get out of the box. You're having insecurities. You have self-esteem issues. You have a very heavy past, emotionally speaking. Your childhood was not easy. Why? Because you were humiliated, people made you insecure, etc., etc. So you really need to get out of that comfort zone. You really need to get out of the box. You really need to push the envelope to be like, okay, this is who I am. You're happy with it, you're not happy with it, I don't give a crap. This is who I am. End of the story. You deal with it. All right. You have in the challenge, you're doubting. Yeah. You need to work on your self-esteem. You need to work on a bunch of stuff to not doubt anymore, because you're projecting your fears, you're projecting your doubt also around you, but also within your life. So now you're doubting about your relationships. Now you're doubting about a particular connection. You're doubting. But why are you doubting? Because of everything that I just said. All right, Knight of Cup. Let's clarify what's up. Knight of Cup is the La La Land, you know. Knight of Cup is kind of like, okay, I'm moving on. I'm moving on my path. I'm doing my thing, but I'm not sure. Again, here we go. I'm not sure. Am I wearing the pink glasses? Do I think that maybe this person, and you're tripping too, I have the feeling. You're tripping a little bit. All right, Leo in the house. Okay. Yep. Okay. So there's a lot of intensity here. There's a lot of intensity because you're not harmonizing at all. You're still not. You thought you were. See, in the recent past, that's exactly what the Libra here is for. But you didn't. You didn't finish. And that's why that moon is here, because now you're super confused. But you're super confused because you didn't do the work. So now in August, I have the feeling, and why you have that Knight of Cups, you have a Knight of Cups because, yeah, you made a lot of mistakes along the way or in your life or whatever. And now you got to create some healthy boundaries so you're not hurt again. But be careful with that, because do not build a China wall. This is not what we're talking about. Just healthy boundaries. And Osho is here also to tell you, hey, you know what? You have some fire inside of you. You have a passion. You have a drive. And do not forget who you are. Just do it. Just do it. When we have fear, when we are creating fear, this is just some shenanigan that we're creating. We need to jump. We need to just do it. All right. The outcome is you are going to, so it's maybe a metaphor where you're going to try to travel. It means that you are going to try to break the mold and get out of the box, etc., etc. So you'll feel better, and then you are going also try to create something beyond the frontier. It's a very beautiful metaphor, but that's the outcome. But if you decide to, of course. All right, decans, first, second, and third. And if you're on a cusp, you have more messages, of course. Here we go. First decan. Alors, first decan, we got Libra again. Here we go. And yeah, it's all about self-esteem. It's all about insecurity. It's all about regaining a beautiful momentum, but especially trust. The trust. Working on that. But of course, it starts with insecurity. If you're not secure, you cannot have and work with trust, and you're not going to trust yourself. Of course, the outcome is showing you, the unconscious is showing you that. So you really need to work on that Libra thing card. also of the recent past that you didn't work with. Second decan. So second decan, you got to work on full consciousness, which is meditation. Meditation is not crossing your legs, looking at the moon or the sun and breathing. It is part of it, but it's not part of it also, because if you're not in full consciousness, it's not meditation. Okay, so here the second decan, you have to be in full consciousness. You have to do your thing, and it's going to allow to be a magnet for abundance, and the highest form of abundance, and this will help you tremendously. So you got to stop, you got to shut down that mental thing. This is exactly what it is. So you connect with nature, you paint, you sing, you dance, you do whatever the F you want, Aquarius, but this is exactly what you need to do. All right. Ooh, there's a fly. Third decan. Wow. Third decan is going to be hard because you're so eager, you have a bunch of ideas, and you're like all excited, and you're like dopamine on steroid, you know. And at the same time, it's like, whoa, no. In August, you need to slow the F down. It's eclipse season. So it's a little bit of both with eclipse season. It either gives you like a lot of energy or it gets you tired. So it's either or, but you'll figure it out. Your body, you need to listen to your body. Your body is going to tell you. Okay? All right. Let's do Les Amours de Marlowe for the Love 3 cards. All right. If you're single and happy, Aqua, let's see what's up. Single and happy. Alors, if you're single and happy, if you're single and happy, you are going to observe what's up, because it's sort of like a behavioral pattern, maybe from you, from others, from people that you're dating, that you're having fun with. But there's also like, I think from time to time you're wearing a mask because you don't want to be radical or sting people when you talk, and so you really are going to try to not be nasty verbally. But the thing is, this is so weird because you don't need to hang out with those people. You know what I mean? Like, if you sleep with them and you're having fun, you don't need to have a life with them, because this is exactly what you don't want. You just want to be single and happy. So just dwindle the list and make sure that, you know, you're just hanging out with the right people, because you can feel it too, the behavior, the red flags, etc., and it's not needed. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh boy. All right, here we go. If you're in a relationship, jeez. Okay. All right, so if you're in a relationship, you need to have a dialogue for sure, because you are going to speak your truth. Role can be reversed. It can be the other person too. But you sort of like observed a bunch of stuff, like some things that do not go with who you are, which is, you know, simplicity, and you don't need Versailles, and you don't need any champagne, and you don't need, you know, and it's really sweet and everything, but at the same time, I have the feeling that you realize that your partner like that more and spend tons of money, etc., and you're like, whoa, okay, this is not my budget, this is not, you know, what are you doing? You want to buy a boat? No, we can't afford it. You know, like that type of thing, you know? And so you're gonna need to talk. You're gonna need to talk, speak the truth, and be like, okay, you know, because if you're in a relationship and you're married, let's say you're married for quite a bit, you have a joint account, maybe not, but you know, and that's why also you need to figure out also with your money and budget and stuff, because you're just like, I'm not that way, you know, and maybe you knew inside of you, but you know, some people don't want to be single and they really want someone, and yeah, I don't know. So you gotta talk, okay? All right. If you are looking for love, oh boy. Alors, if you're looking for love, yeah, no, it's not the right moment here. Jesus. Yeah, no, you're absolutely aware that the people that you are dating, or maybe someone that you met recently and sort of like, you know, could have been the profile, and you're like, oh no. Yeah, no. It's too, you know, yeah. No, they want something 24/7. You're not gonna have a life with those people, with this person, because they're just like texting you, calling you. Role can be reversed. It can be you, you know, but this is not serene. This is not, you're not at ease with this situation. All right. Dancing in the dark. 3 cards in the back of the deck. So it's more than 3 cards. Let's go. And Aquarius, I'll always forget to say, but you know, this is a general reading, so do not get too excited if it does not resonate. Energies are flowing. The energy is not static. If it does not resonate when you click, you can always come back. This is not a private reading. We do not focus on your energy only, or someone else's energy if you're doing a reading for somebody else. So, yeah. Okay? All right. I always forget to mention. All right. Back of the deck. Conversation. Here I go. Yep. That's what I was saying. Yeah, a conversation needs to happen. Wow. You have the 8, the 9 of Pentacles. Jeez. And the 8 of Wands. Jeez. Yep. Oh, yeah. And you have the 6 of Swords. So there's 2 situations here. It could be family related, end of the story, or it could be a love situation, a relationship situation. Either or, it doesn't really matter because it's the same topic. You really need to have a dialogue regarding what's next. It's actually very crystal clear. And I think you are, so do not put pressure. No. Do not put pressure to the person and be like, okay, if you don't do that, I'll do that. No. You will not win. And here it needs to be super healthy and super mature, Aquarius. Very mature. That's what you need here. Otherwise, it's going to be a catastrophe and you're just going to be like, F that, I'm out, you know, or the other person will be, you know, the other person will be like, you know what, I don't want to deal with you. Wow, Aqua, it's sort of intense, but you know what, it's needed. Yeah, it is. I wish you the very best as always. I thank you for your support, your presence, and take care of yourself. Yeah, self-care is super important. I see on my channel because I post on the very regular. And don't forget to help me to diffuse what I do. Like, share, and comment. It really helps, and it's free. All right, I'll see you soon.